Book haul time! Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Hannah and I am so excited for today's video. I have a pretty decent book haul with a lot of books that I am very excited about. Some new releases, some pre-orders that I had, and then some books that I was influenced by some other people I follow, but what else is new, right? Okay, so these first two books are the first two books in a trilogy, and I may or may not have already pre-ordered the third book that comes out this year. Have I read these two? No. Do I care? No. Wait until you see the covers and you will understand. So an ASM artist that I follow, her name is Evangeline. She read these two books in like December, a few months ago, something like that. I don't know. But she convinced me to get these. The first one is called Ledge, and look at this cover. I'm not going to show you the second one yet. Look at this cover. Like, hello. The covers alone, honestly, people say don't judge a book by its cover. I 1,000,000% do, and I stand by that. So this is written by Stacey McEwen. It says on this one, the Glacian trilogy. So the first one is A Ledge. It is a adult fantasy series, I believe. The first one's not super long, but they sound really, really cool. I'll read a little bit of the back of this one just so you get the gist. In a place known as the Ledge, a civilization is trapped by a vast chasm and sheer mountain face. Rations are small, living is tough, and there's no escape without befalling a deathly drop? Okay. Oh, I'm losing my voice. Oh, God. What's more, every season the people must present themselves as a sacrifice to the Glacians, mysterious and vicious winged creatures who reside beyond the ledge. Dawson has so far avoided the annual culling, but her luck has run out. She is ripped from her icy home with no idea what will happen to her. Enslaved, murdered, worse. Fortunately, a half-Glacian called Ryan offers to help them both escape, but how can she trust one of the very creatures that plagued her life? Dawson is a survivor, and she is not afraid to cut anyone down to live. With a slow-burning romance, high stakes, and even higher rewards, this originally created new fantasy series by popular TikToker Stacey McEwen will keep you gripped to the very end. Yeah, sounds pretty good to me. And yeah, so I also got the second book in the series, which is called Chasm. Wait until you see this cover. Look at it. Like, just look, like the gold. Are you kidding me? It is gorgeous. And the third book, Valley, this is what it looks like here. Can you understand why I pre-order this? Like, just the covers alone. Like, even if I don't like them, this can sit on my shelf. I will not read the back of this one. But yeah, these are them. And then when I get the third one, they'll be complete. I love a good trilogy. I feel like a trilogy is the perfect length. Like, I'm not intimidated to go into it. It's not taking up half my life. It's like the perfect length. Anyone agree with me? Okay, so those are the first books. The next book, let's do this one. This is a book. I'm just going to show you first. Beartown by Frederick Bachman, a very popular, I feel like this is almost like a modern talk book community classic-ish. Correct me if you think I'm wrong. I have one other of his books, Anxious People. I have not read it yet, but this I feel like is his most popular. Does it take place in Canada, or am I making that up? Maybe I'm making that up because I know it's about hockey and I'm Canadian. But I know it follows this hockey team and like something, I'll read the back in a minute. But I'm just so intrigued by this book. It is a trilogy, but I know a lot of people only read the first one because apparently this first one is very succinct and you can read it as a standalone. Like, it doesn't leave anything hanging. So I did only buy the first one of this trilogy. I will read this, and depending on how much I like it, if I want to, continue the trilogy or not. But I'm just so intrigued, and I am getting into more emotional books, or books that I know are sad or will make me emotional. I'm slowly getting more into that kind of stuff. So I am looking forward to this one. Let's read the back. People say Beartown is finished, but down by the lake stands an old ice rink built generations ago by the working men who founded the town. And that rink is the reason people in Beartown believe tomorrow will be better than today. Their junior hockey team is about to compete in the national championships, and they actually have a shot at winning. All the hopes and dreams of the town now rest on the shoulders of a handful of teenage boys. Being responsible for the expectations of an entire town is a heavy burden, and the semifinal match is the catalyst for a violent event that leaves a young girl traumatized and a town in turmoil. Hers is a story no one wants to believe, since the truth would mean the end of the dream. Accusations are made, and like ripples on a pond, they travel through all of Beartown, leaving no resident unaffected. So yeah, I kind of said there, but I guess some major event happens that traumatizes the town and just kind of follows the aftermath of that. And I'm into it. So there's that. Also, if you are interested in ASMR, tiny little self plug here, but I actually have an ASMR channel that's like half ASMR, half booktube-ish, where I did an ASMR version of this book haul, which I will link in the description below, just in case you're interested in that sort of thing. But I know not everyone is into ASMR, hence this channel. Okay, next let's do this pre-order. So this is Oathbound by Tracy Dion. This is the third book in the Legendborn cycle. So the first one is Legendborn, the second one is Bloodmarked. And so once again, I have bought a book in a series that I have not started yet. Have I read Legendborn? Born? No, I have not. Why have I not yet? I don't know, but I really wanted to support this author. I know I'm going to love this series. It's a YA dark academia fantasy series. Like that right there, sign me up. So excited to read this, but I didn't want to miss out. I wanted this book, and it's beautiful, so I got it. Oh, and it's signed, which is pretty cool too. It's a really, really pretty edition, and it's also pretty chunky. Yeah, got her signature there, which is really cool. I obviously won't tell you what this one is about, but the series as a whole, or like the first one, is about this girl who gets into this school. I think her name is Bree. Again, I haven't read it, so this is just, coming off of what I've heard other people saying about it. But she goes to this school, and then she's at school, and then there's this like secret society that she gets into, and there's magic, and that's all I can really say. So yeah. Next is another influence from another ASMR artist who makes a lot of book content. Her name is Caitlin, and I love her. And last month or two, she received this adorable graphic novel book collection from her boyfriend, and she influenced me, okay? I love a good graphic novel, and these just look like the cutest books possibly ever. So this is the Tea Dragon Society, the complete collection. This is what the little box set looks like. So this comes with the first one. What am I doing? The first one is the Tea Dragon Society. The cover is so cute. The second one is the Tea Dragon Festival. Adorable. And the third one, they slowly get chunkier, is the Tea Dragon Tapestry. Look at the covers, are so cute. Yeah, she basically just said they're adorable, and they're about like these tiny little dragons who are adorable. And at the back, there's like a glossary of every type of dragon in it. Like, hello. And, oh, I'm not sure what this is. Oh, the Tea Dragon Handbook. Like, what? This is an example of like the art style and stuff. Hopefully I'm not spoiling anything, but yeah, I feel like just one afternoon sitting down with all of these and getting through them, just having a nice afternoon. I just feel like these are just a happy time. You know, just kind of turn your brain off for a bit. Read these cozy little books. I feel like these are perfect for fall, but I don't think I can wait for the fall. I will probably be reading these pretty soon. Oh, I didn't read them. Let me read the back of the first one for you. Okay. A charming fairy tale about Greta, an adventurous blacksmith apprentice, and the people she meets as she becomes entwined in the enchanting world of tea dragons. After discovering a lost tea dragon in the marketplace, Greta learns about the dying art form of tea dragon caretaking from the kind tea shop owners Hezekiel and Eric, as she befriends them and their shy ward, Minette. What? As she befriends them in their shy ward, Minette, Greta sees how the craft enriches their lives and eventually her own. They just seem like feel good, cozy little books. Okay, next. So these next couple are also new releases that I pre-ordered, kind of. These books were also in my last video, which was also my very first video on this channel, my April TBR. So these were in that, but I'm going to show you them again here because I didn't really say what they were about in that one. The first one being Sunrise on the Reaping by Suzanne Collins, which is the second prequel to the Hunger Games trilogy. I know so many people are reading this recently, and it is on my April TBR, so this will be read very shortly. I'm just so happy that she's like still writing books because they're just so good. This is going to be nostalgia, comfort. Like, I grew up with the Hunger Games, so being able to go back into this world like now and it being fresh and new is just so exciting. I think I can read this. I read it in my ASMR video and it didn't give anything away, but I definitely wouldn't read this without reading the Hunger Games trilogy first. So let's see. As the day dawns on the 50th annual Hunger Games, fear grips the districts of Panem. This year, in honor of the Quarter Quell, twice as many tributes will be taken from their homes. Back in District 12, Hamish Abernathy is trying not to think too hard about his chances. All he cares about is making it through the day and being with the girl he loves. When Hamish's name is called, he can feel all his dreams break. He's torn from his family and his love, shuttled to the capital with the 3 other District 12 tributes. A young friend who's nearly a sister to him, a compulsive oddsmaker? Okay, and the most stuck-up girl in town. As the games begin, Hamish understands he's been set up to fail, but there's something in him that wants to fight, and have that fight reverberate far beyond the deadly arena. I'm so excited! Yeah, I'm gonna fly through this. Okay, and the next book, which again was in my last video as well, but it's also new and it's pretty, so I'm going to show you it again. It is Deep End by Ali Hazelwood, and this is the Probably Smut book subscription edition, which I am a member of. I really like their editions. A lot of them are actually paperback, which I appreciate, and I love a hardcover that doesn't have a dust jacket. Honestly, just put the art right on the book itself. Get rid of the dust jacket. I don't want it. I love reading my books and having them look loved and used, and the dust jacket is just annoying. It gets in the way. I don't need it. So yeah, this is the cover of this edition. It is so cute. I'm so obsessed with it. The back, Time to Get Wet, which wet, if you didn't know, I said in the last video too, but that's what this book was originally supposed to be called. And I like Deep End better, but I love the colors of this book. Nice crisp white pages. The only thing is, on this edition, there is no blurb of the book, which is kind of annoying. There's a letter from Ali, which is really cute, but there's no blurb. And I'm filming this on my phone, so I can't look up the official blurb of it. So I can do what I did with Oathbound and give you the best blurb from my head that you could possibly receive. So what I know about this book is that it is about 2 swimmers. They're both in university. One of them, I think one's a diver and one is a swimmer of another sort. And they're like almost like Olympic level, like really good swimmers / divers. or both. I don't know. And like the girl's best friend introduces her to him because they have like similar kinks or something, but he is also her ex. Like you have the FMC, and her friend is introducing her to her ex, but the ex is like also a problem and like comes up a lot in this. I've heard from a lot of people that that's an issue they have. Also, that explanation probably made zero sense. But yeah, it's supposed to be like about kinks and stuff, maybe getting a little freaky. But I've also heard that there actually isn't like that much in here. So I honestly don't know what to expect going into this. I'm just going to go into it open-minded when I do get to it, because I freaking love Ali Hazelwood. And she has been experimenting a little bit, like her past few books, like stepping away from her typical STEM formula. Like she wrote a YA, Check and Mate, which I freaking loved. I read it in March and it was a 5-star. Freaking loved it. Bride, a paranormal romance, which wasn't my favorite, which is too bad because I love paranormal and I love fantasy, but that just wasn't my favorite book. But I love that she's like stepping out, you know? So I feel like this one will be another bit of experimentation. Oh, and she also wrote kind of more of an erotica book, didn't she? I forget what it's called. That was one of her newer ones too. Anyways, I am excited to get into this one. Yeah. Okay, and I forgot. Deep End also came with some things. Probably Smut always does this. They give you a suggested annotation key, which is really, really fun. I just started annotating a little bit because of Probably Smut. Look at the back of this. It's so funny. Read more Smut. And they also give you the corresponding tabs to go with it. Look at that. And they always match the book as well. So cute. I am going to try to tab it. And then you get like 4 or 5 stickers as well. The other stickers are on my Kobo. I'll put a picture of it here, but that is, I don't even know where. So we have this one, Lucas Blom. I'm just going to show you. This one. And this one. And then, yeah, the ones on my Kobo as well. Okay, now my final, actually 4 books were my Book of the Month Club picks for March. I haven't got my April ones yet, but I am a member of Book of the Month Club, and my picks for March, I actually ended up picking 2 books because I am bad like that and don't know how to say no to books. But my main pick for the month, my number 1 pick, the one that I really wanted and was excited to see on Book of the Month Club because I would have probably got this either way, and that is Our Infinite Fates by Laura Stephen. It says, they've loved each other in 1,000 lifetimes. They've killed each other in every one. So this is a YA fantasy about like this couple who always kills each other in every life, or I think the MMC kills the FMC in like every life, and that concept is just so good. It's also really short for a fantasy, but one thing I keep hearing about this book is that the concept is really, really good, but the execution is not. So I am a little bit scared to read it, but I always go into books open-minded. I always want to make my own decisions with books. Like I watch a lot of BookTube and book content, book talk, all of that. And I watch reviews on there, not like lengthy ones of books, more like brief recaps of books. But I don't ever like go to Goodreads and read reviews of books until after I've read them because I don't want to be swayed. So yeah, essentially what I'm saying is that no matter what I hear about a book, I will still go into it on my own and make my own decisions. So I am still excited about this one because I love the premise so much. And look, the top of this says, The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue means This Is How You Lose the Time War in this fantastical and epic love story that defies death as 2 souls reincarnate through the centuries. Now that does really excite me because The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue is my favorite book of all time. I'm actually wearing an Addie LaRue necklace right now from Fairy Loot that I bought secondhand because I'm not with Fairy Loot. It's her freckles, and I'm obsessed with this. I haven't read This Is How You Lose the Time War, but I definitely am interested in reading that. Anyways, let's read the blib. Evelyn can remember all her past lives. She can also remember that in every single one, she's being murdered before her 18th birthday by Arden, a supernatural being linked to her soul. The problem is that she's quite fond of the life she's in now, and her little sister needs her in order to stay alive. If Evelyn wants to save her sister, she'll have to find the centuries-old devil who hunts her through each life before they find her first, figure out why she's being hunted, and finally break their curse and try not to fall in love again. You know, that actually is giving Invisible Life of Addie LaRue a little bit. I can see the vibes. But like, it sounds so good, and I'm going to be so disappointed if the execution sucks. But yeah, there's that. So I also caved and did it and got one of the other March picks because it just sounded interesting to me. I also love a good thriller. So I got Count My Lies as an add-on by Sophie Staba. This is that cover. It's whatever. But I liked the sound of it. It's also really short. So yeah. 3 of the 4 Book of the Month Club books that I got in March were quite short. Which is nice because I tend to have a lot of long books, being a fantasy reader, you know. Although I read like pretty much every genre. Okay, so this says, Sloane Caraway is a liar. Harmless lies mostly to make her self-proclaimed sad little life a bit more interesting. So when Sloane sees a young girl on tears at a park one afternoon, she can't help herself. She tells the girl's very attractive dad. She's a nurse and helps him pull a bee stinger from the child's foot. With this lie and chance encounter, Sloane becomes the nanny for the wealthy and privileged household of Jay and Violet Lockhart, the perfect New York couple with a brownstone, a daughter in private school, and summers on Block Island. But maybe Sloane isn't the only one lying, and all that's picture perfect harbors a much more dangerous truth. To say anything more is to spoil the most exciting, twisty, and bitingly smart suspense novel to come out in years, which is, I don't know about that. Careful what you lie for. So I really like that premise. It sounds really good. I know not everyone likes an unreliable narrator, but I kind of do. I think it's fun. So who knows when I will get around to this, but it sounds good. And then I added on another book for the month. It wasn't one of the March picks, but it's the newest release of this author that I wanted to pick up because they had it, and that is A Sea of Unspoken Things by Adrienne Young. Definitely her most popular book is what is it called? The something of something. It's right here. This one, I'm sure you know this one. I see it pop up on Book Talk a lot, but this is this cover. The cover is giving the same vibe. And again, it's really short. I think all of her books are like magical realism kind of mystery, and I love that. So this one is about James and Johnny Golden were once inseparable. For as long as she can remember, James shared an almost supernatural connection with her twin brother Johnny that went beyond intuition. She could feel what he was feeling, so when Johnny is killed in a tragic accident, James knows before her phone even rings that her brother is gone and that she's alone, truly alone for the first time in her life. When James arrives in the secluded town of Six Rivers, California to settle her brother's affairs, she's forced to revisit the ominous events of their shared past and finally face Micah, the only other person who knows their secrets and the only man she has ever loved. But as James delves deeper into Johnny's world, she realizes that their unique connection hasn't completely vanished. The more she immerses herself in his life, the more questions she has about the brother she thought she knew. Johnny was hiding something, and he's not the only one. The deeper she digs, the more she is compelled to unravel the truth behind the days leading up to Johnny's death. Ultimately, James must decide which truth should come to light and which are better left buried forever. Yeah, that sounds good. Also, let me know, because I'm planning on doing a lot more hauls on this channel. Let me know if you like the reading of the blurb or if I should not do that and just kind of tell you what I know of the book. I know some people like the reading of the blurb, some people don't. Let me know what you prefer. And we are finally, but not leastly, anyways, on to our last book of this haul, which is another Book of the Month Club book, but I did not pay for this one because I am like a best friend member. I don't know, I'm up there with Book of the Month Club. Every year they have like the top books of the year, and you get, if you're like my level of member or whatever, you get the last year's book of the year for free, or one of the top 5 books. And I had the number 1 book already, which was The God of the Woods. So I picked this one, which I have been wanting anyways, but do not have. And that is The Women by Kristen Hanna. I've only read one of hers, The Four Winds, but I want to read The Nightingale. And well, I want to read like all of her books, but The Nightingale is, the next one that I want to read. I want to read it so badly. And I also really want to read this one because I've heard so many amazing things. And she is a historical fiction writer, in case you don't know. And this is her newest one. I'm guessing it came out last year. Yeah, 2024, if it was in, the top books of last year for Book of the Month Club. So let's read what this one is about. Women can be heroes. When 20-year-old nursing student Frances Frankie McGrath hears these words, it is a revelation. Raised in the sun-drenched, idyllic world of Southern California and sheltered by her conservative parents, she has always prided herself on doing the right thing. But in 1965, the world is changing, and she suddenly dares to imagine a different future for herself. When her brother ships out to serve in Vietnam, she joins the Army Nurse Corps and follows his path. As green and inexperienced as the men sent to Vietnam to fight, Frankie is overwhelmed by the chaos and destruction of war. Each day is a gamble of life and death, hope and betrayal. Friendships run deep and can be shattered in an instant. In war, she meets and becomes one of the lucky, the brave, the broken, and the lost. But war is just the beginning for Frankie and her veteran friends. The real battle lies in coming home to a changed and divided America, to angry protesters, and to a country that wants to forget Vietnam. Oh my god, I'm out of breath. Why am I out of breath? But that also sounds emotional. Yeah, I said I'm just getting into wanting to read emotional books, and I seem to be accumulating a lot like that. I'm pretty sure all of her books are like really deep and emotional. The Four Winds was, and I don't even think that was like supposed to be one of her most deep, I guess. But there we go, guys. That was, oh my god, how many books? Technically, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, if you include the 3 little babies down here. All right, and there we are. Honestly, if you made it this far in the video, like, thank you so much. I appreciate that and you so very much for watching. I'm planning on doing all sorts of book content on this channel, like all the content. So if you're into that, I would love for you to subscribe and to hang around and chat books and all things books with me. So yeah, that is it. Please go take care of yourself. I'm sending you all my love, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.